Okay, let's jump right into it. Today, we're taking an incredible journey through the absolute foundational mechanics of yoga. Now, if you're a focused learner, or especially if you're working toward that 200-hour yoga teacher training certification, your YTT 200, this explainer is literally built just for you. We're going to look at the definitive source material to break down the key Sanskrit terms you absolutely have to know, and uncover the true subtle mechanics of yoga. We aren't just talking about how to stretch here. We are looking at a complete systematic journey from the gross, physical body all the way up to subtle energy manipulation. It's going to be a great ride.
So, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll cover the meaning of yoga, then move into releasing blocked energy, explore the vital breath, dive into gestures and energy locks, and finally wrap it all up with preparing for cosmic consciousness. Let's get to it. Starting off with Section 1, the meaning of yoga.
All right, take a look at this. This is the classic guide used by yoga teachers all over the globe. Asana Pranayama Mudra Bandha by Swami Satyananda Saraswati. Seriously, if you're stepping into a Yoga TT 200-hour program, consider this your new encyclopedia. Published by the Bihar School of Yoga, it's widely regarded as the absolute gold standard for understanding the practical, step-by-step application of these ancient techniques. So naturally, we are drawing all of our insights directly from this masterful text today. Swami Satyananda Saraswati brilliantly sets the stage with this quote. He says, "Yoga is not an ancient myth buried in oblivion. It is the most valuable inheritance of the present." Think about that for a second. Yoga is deeply practical. It's an applied science of right living that's meant to be incorporated into your fast-paced modern life, working on your physical, vital, mental, and emotional levels all at once. The absolute most crucial starting point is understanding the word itself. Yoga actually comes from the Sanskrit root word yoj, which literally translates to join. For those YTT exams, you definitely want to remember this. Yoj means unity or oneness. Now, on a spiritual level, sure, it's the union of individual consciousness with universal consciousness. But on a highly practical, everyday level, yoj is simply about balancing and joining the body, mind, and emotions. Think about it. You really can't achieve spiritual union if your physical and mental bodies are completely out of whack, right? Which brings us right into Section 2, releasing blocked energy. This introduces a massively important concept for any practitioner. Let's demystify the Sanskrit behind Pawanmuktasana. Breaking it down, Pawan means wind or prana, which is your vital energy. Mukta means release, and asana means pose. Put it all together, and Pawanmuktasana translates to the wind-releasing pose. These are a group of essential, gentle asanas designed specifically to remove blockages that prevent the free flow of energy in your body and mind. It's like clearing out a clogged pipe so the water can rush through. These are the absolute foundation. Let's see how this builds into a structured system. The text divides Pawanmuktasana into 3 distinct groups. First, you've got the anti-rheumatic group, which is all about opening up the joints. Second is the digestive and abdominal group, which strengthens the core and vital organs. And third, the Shakti Bandha group, which specifically targets and releases deep energy blocks. Now, the source material is super clear on this. A practitioner must perfect these 3 groups before ever attempting the major advanced asanas. You absolutely have to lay the foundation first. This foundational concept is brilliantly illustrated by something called Padanguli Naman, which translates to toe bending. I know, it looks incredibly simple, right? You're just moving your toes back and forth. But in Sanskrit, these practices are known as sukshma vyayama, or subtle exercise. You might be tempted to just speed through this in a fast-paced vinyasa class, but according to the text, these subtle movements are profound. They actually begin the process of unblocking the very extremities of your energy channels. But here is the secret sauce to making those subtle exercises actually work. The source draws a really hard line between just mechanical movement and integrated breathing and awareness. Look, if you just wiggle your toes mechanically while zoning out and thinking about your grocery list, you're getting very little benefit. But if you synchronize that exact same movement with a slow, deliberate breath and laser-focused awareness, wow, everything changes. The text explains that this integrated method physically slows your brainwaves, deeply enhances relaxation, and directly influences your physical and pranic or energetic levels. A total game changer. Let's move on to Section 3, the vital breath. 21,600. Just let that number sink in. According to the text, this is the average number of breaths a human being takes every single day. 21,600 times a day, your respiration fuels the burning of oxygen and glucose. That produces the energy to power literally every single muscle contraction and mental process you have. Mastering something you do 21,600 times a day, well, that is obviously going to profoundly alter your life.
So, the really crucial point here is how we manage this breath, which introduces us to pranayama. Now, for your certification, you need to know that pranayama goes way, way beyond just deep breathing. The text defines pranayama as breathing techniques that actually influence the activity of each and every cell in your body and intimately link with the performance of your brain. It's the exact mechanism you use to directly manage your life force, your prana.
Okay, let's step into section 4. Gestures and energy locks. First up here, we have the mudra. The text defines a mudra as a gesture or an attitude representing the psyche. This is fascinating stuff. A mudra isn't just a physical hand position. It's actually a combination of subtle physical movements designed to alter your mood, shift your perception, and dramatically deepen your overall awareness. In fact, ancient texts consider mudra to be an entirely independent branch of yoga. It's used by advanced practitioners to essentially bypass the conscious mind and talk directly to the subtle body.
Next, we have bandha. In Sanskrit, bandha means to hold, tighten, or lock. And you know, this perfectly describes the physical action. A bandha is used to lock your prana, your vital energy, in a very particular area of the body. Now, you might be wondering, why would you do that? Well, because you want to redirect that energy flow straight into the central spiritual channel, which is called the Sushumna Nadi, for the ultimate purpose of spiritual awakening. These concepts eventually builds into a highly advanced practice called Mahabandha, or the Great Lock, which is performed in 3 precise steps. First, you perform Jalandhara Bandha, which is the throat lock. Second, you hold Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal lock. And third, you engage Mula Bandha, the perineum lock. By applying these 3 specific locks sequentially while retaining the breath on an exhalation, an advanced practitioner completely charges their entire energetic system. Think of it like closing the valves on a steam engine to build incredible focused pressure. Finally, we arrive at section 5, preparing for cosmic consciousness. This right here is your complete toolkit for a 200-hour YTT and well beyond. We start with asana, the physical postures like Pawanmuktasana, to remove gross physical blockages. Then comes pranayama, the breathing techniques, to harness that vital energy. Next is mudra, the psychic gestures, to alter perception. Then bandha, the energy locks, to direct that energy. And finally shakarma, the deep cleansing practices. The source text strongly emphasizes that all of these techniques work together systematically. They purify your entire body, mind, and energy systems to prepare the absolute perfect ground for higher meditation. Which leaves us with this final provocative question. When you practice, are you just moving your physical body, or are you truly preparing for cosmic consciousness? The next time you step on your mat, or the next time you're standing up there instructing a student, I want you to remember the Sanskrit we translated today. Remember the massive difference between just a mechanical toe stretch and an integrated movement of vital energy. Because when you apply these subtle translations, you literally transform a simple physical workout into a profound journey of awakening. Thank you so much for joining me in this explainer today. Keep learning, keep practicing, and I'll catch you